for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world on HBO pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
He's back! And now, in his 11th NBA season out of Washington State University, the number 11, Klay Thompson!
Yes, you heard that right. I am back and I'm better than ever. I am ready to take on another YouTube series. So we are back. Strap yourselves in, folks, because we're going to go on a wild ride this year. So this series is going to be a little different to what you're used to on this channel. This is going to be not a get-rich series no more, okay? That is in the past, all right? We'll always reflect on it for how great it was, but now we are looking forward to our new series. Now, I'm going to keep it a bit of a secret, all right? Secret, it's hush, hush, all right? But this series will be in our AIF class. So this first video is going to be a bit of an explanation about what AIF is, okay? I'm going to throw some images up on here. I'm going to put them up here in this space here to cover up that kind of door in my house. But, you know, I'm going to go through a bit today about what to expect this year and I guess what we're going to do and what we're going to learn this year, or this semester, sorry. So without further ado, let's get into it, guys. Today's video is brought to you by our good friends over at Kmart. We appreciate everything they do. Look at this light up microphone. You can change colors. Sales have peaked over the Christmas period because of my sponsorship revenue, okay? Look how great that looks. It's fantastic. It's amazing. Thank you to Kmart for getting around us. This new series is going to have a bunch of new sponsors, so get ready. All right, remember what the sponsor is, because I'll ask you in class. Okay, so firstly, number one, what is AIF about? So AIF is about you, okay? It's about who you are and who you want to become. The subject focuses on learning through doing, okay? So things that you do throughout the semester rather than doing tests and exams. Essentially what you are going to do, you're going to choose a personal learning goal and work towards that over time. Okay, the focus of this subject is on that growth process, that learning process, not actually you obtaining something and getting it at the end. All right. So there are three key areas that we would like to focus on in AIF. The first one, all right, is our identity. So that's understanding your interests, strengths, values, and challenges. The second thing that comes under identity is like reflecting on how our experiences shape who we are. The second thing that we want to look at is our capabilities. So we're going to look at the SACE capabilities, which are here now. All right, and they will be like looking at how we can develop those capabilities and showing how those skills improve over time. It's really straightforward and really easy. And lastly, okay, the subject is called activating identities and futures. So the third point is on futures, okay? So thinking about how what you learn now helps you in your future and connecting that project or this task and this assignment and this subject to life beyond school. So once we finish school, how are we actually going to use that and go forward with it? So the first thing, after that, what do you actually do in AIF? It's a really good, interesting question. So the first thing that we got to do is choose a learning goal that matters to you. Then you go through that process of researching on how to achieve your goal. You plan and take action over several weeks or months. You collect evidence as you go for what you do and what you learn, and then you're reflecting regularly on that progress. Okay, that's a really key point as well, reflecting on how you're going. And lastly, you evaluate how the project shape your identity and future thinking. Essentially, there are three assignments that we need to do across the semester. Okay, the first one is the portfolio. That is our evidence of our learning journey. So from start to finish, this is everything we learn. Okay. Then what we have in there is like our research, the action, our reflections, and our outcomes. The next one that we have is our progress checks. So that's assignment type 2, progress checks. So they're short check-ins showing how we're going, all right, what's working, what's not working, what's challenging for us, and what we're going to change. And then The third and final one is that appraisal. So that's the final evaluation of your learning, okay? Not what you did or what you're like planning to do, all right, and how you went against that. It's actually about how much you learned. So what did you learn about yourself, your capabilities, and your future? All right. Some key things that we want to get into first is what makes a good AIF project. So the first thing is that the goal is meaningful to you. Show that you enjoy it. Okay, if you enjoy it, it's easier to do. It's not going to be something that you're going to want to put on the back burner. It's something that you're going to want to engage in consistently and learn about. All right. Second thing is that you show consistent effort over time. This isn't a task or an assignment or a subject that you can just wait till the last week and finish it all off then, because it's not going to look good and it's not going to be polished, and you're actually going to get a worse grade if you try to do that. So the important thing is that you consistently put that effort in, just take small chunks away at a time, and you'll gradually improve and get a better grade. The third thing is making sure that you include evidence. So that is things like, photos or videos or screenshots, any data, all right, including all your evidence of what you're learning and how you're learning it, all right, that we can pull into our AIF, and that makes a really good project too. And then that kind of links to the next one. So like you're reflecting on what you're learning and how it's helping you. So, not just saying, well, I learned this, which made it better. It could be like, well, I learned this, which actually was what I was doing wrong, so I had to change what I was doing, okay? And then lastly, you clearly link your learning to your identity, capabilities, and future. So you talk about like what you're learning now, all right, how that is helping you, how that's helping you grow as like those capabilities, those SACE capabilities, but then lastly, how it's going to help you in the future, and constantly kind of reflecting on that as we go. So some important things to remember. So you are assessed on the learning, okay, not the final outcome. So the learning progress as we go throughout the semester, that's what you're getting assessed on, not just how obtainable is your goal and how crazy hard is your goal and you achieved it, okay? If you just achieve your learning goal, but you actually don't document anything in the process, then it's not, you've kind of got nothing at the end, really. Challenges and setbacks are valuable evidence. So that's really important that we understand that, okay? You want your learning goal to be a challenge. You don't want it to be something that you could probably go out this week, next week, or in the next couple of weeks and achieve if you really just kind of pushed yourself a little bit more. You want it to be really like quite a high bar that you set for yourself, all right? There is no perfect project as well, okay? So progress matters more. It's not about like getting everything perfectly, okay? We want to see those mistakes along the way, and then you reflecting on it and you learning as you go. So it's really good that you understand that there's no such thing as perfection in this subject. And lastly, reflection is just important as action, okay? So reflecting on what you're learning is just as important as making sure you're doing that next step and achieving or learning something new as you go. Reflecting on what you've learned and how it's helped you, all right? That's just as important. So what's coming up next in the series? So I guess I'm going to do an AIF alongside you guys, and I'm going to model what we're doing. So right now, I'm starting this recording in the holidays. So I am going to be a few weeks ahead of you guys so that you can see where I'm at, and you can kind of judge that of where you're at. I'm going to be updating these as we go. All right. But what we're going to do, there's few things that we got to do first, okay? So the first thing is choose a strong learning goal. So in my next video, that's what I'm going to go through, is how I chose my learning goal, which will be a surprise, okay? So no spoilers to anybody out there. All right, then we go through how to plan your project. Then we're also going to look at how do we collect evidence, who can we go to, who can we talk to, what sources of information are out there for us. And lastly, how do we write reflections to meet the SACE criteria? Because that's really important too, making sure we're, giving the guys down and say something good to read so that they give us a good grade, because at the end of the day, that's all that we want. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned for this series. This is going to be a big one, people. I'm really excited for what's to come. Let's get into it. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, because this thing is not going to the moon anymore. It's going to Jupiter. It's going to Mars, whichever one's further away. Okay, I am so excited for this series. All right, today's shout out will go to none other than Mr. Hodgson. He's the top dog. You got to start off right with a year. All right, please the principal. That'll make life happier for you. All right, so Mr. Hodgson, thank you for your help in getting this series set up. You know what you've done, or maybe what you haven't done. But we appreciate you, so make sure you let me know who I shout out and who was my sponsor in today's video. So let's get into it. All right, and see you soon.